Well, hello, everybody, and it has been a little while since we've done one of these, but I'm Presley, and we've been doing these COVID-19 update interviews with our HSP West members, and this is the one you've all been waiting for. We are interviewing today Miss Sylvia Butler from Hospice of the West. And Sylvia, it's so good to see you as always. And we were talking beforehand about your relationship, not just with Hospice of the West, but with HSP West. So remind people what you've been doing, what your role's been with HSP West before we get into HOW.
Well, thank you, Presley, first of all, for inviting me to do this presentation and our interview. I have been with HSP, Human Services Professionals, for over 20 years, which is hard for people to believe, but as a member initially, and then as a board member, I've been the president, past president, social chair, and now currently back on the board as a social chair. So I love it. It's a wonderful opportunity to meet great professionals, and several of them have become very close friends. So it's very rewarding, as well as our opportunity to help a not-for-profit organization out there with fundraising every year. We started that about 5 years ago, and it's been going strong. So I love it.
Good. It's a great organization, and the Zoom calls right now are fantastic. So if you're watching this, make sure you stay on the Facebook page for HSP West and get on those Zoom calls. They're great fun, and they're great networking. Sylvia, Hospice of the West, though, is your day job, and you've been representing them for a long time. Tell us a little bit about how things are going at Hospice of the West and why you continue to be a part of that great organization.
Well, I am fortunate enough to be with Hospice of the West and Palliative Services for going on my 10th year, and we're celebrating that in a couple of weeks. I think it has a lot to do with the owner, Mark Miles, and our administrator, Ria Gokaloma, that it's a powerful, wonderful, loving team. And, I feel that with any career, any job that you're doing, you have to have a passion for it. You have to love it. You have to have a team that supports you, management who's going to definitely give you all the tools and the leeway to be able to do what you need to do. And I feel very comfortable knowing that I can do that every day. You said my day job. I am available for my families, for the patients, and for the professionals who need me 24/7. That's why my business card has my phone number on it. They can reach me anytime. They could text me, they could call me, email me and say, Sylvia, I need some help. Or I have a family that's in crisis, or a family that needs to have an explanation of what is hospice. How can I get hospice services? And, tell me the difference between hospice and palliative services. So I enjoy it. I love it. I can't see myself doing anything else.
Yeah, definitely not just a day job. And I think most of the HSP West members have a general idea of what hospice and palliative care is. So I think my question right now is, how are families doing out there when you're talking with them? I mean, this is a different time for everyone, and folks who are using hospice services or palliative care going through a difficult time. How are you working with them, and how are they doing?
Well, it is challenging right now, and especially since this COVID time, we cannot go into the communities, most of them anyhow, to be able to work with the families. But some of our nurses are able to go in, and a few of the communities have opened the doors a little bit wider for our aides and also chaplains, social workers to be able to go in. But one of the things that really been a big point for us during this time is to support the families more so than the patients. We are helping those families to understand what's going on with their loved ones, good communication when our nurse goes in for a visit to let them know, explain what's going on, how they're doing. And then definitely when they are active and time is near, that we work with the community and also the patient and the family to be able to get them to come in and say their goodbyes. So it's been very emotional. Try to keep, keep your emotions at bay, but you know that it's something that is very rewarding to know that you're able to help those families when they're walking through this journey and you don't want them to be alone.
Well, well said as always. And as with everybody in these interviews, I wish we had more than 5 minutes to talk, but we're trying to keep them short and sweet. Sylvia, it's so good to see you and get an update on from you. Your passion, as always, comes through. Your compassion for your patients, the families, and your availability too. So thanks for taking the time with us. Everybody keep checking for these updates, watching the next interview when it pops up, and get on those HSP West Zoom calls. So take care, Sylvia. See you soon.
Thank you, Presley. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.